Hi there, it's Linda here. Thanks for joining me today as I play with the goodies you can see here after being inspired by the amazing Heather Telford. Heather used just black Brusho powder to achieve this wonderful array of colours on her embossed image, and I just thought I've got to give that a try. So I've got my watercolour cardstock cut just a little bit bigger than my card front here, and I'm just adhering it in place with a little bit of double-sided tape. And for this technique you need a background stamp. So I've picked this Starflower background from Simon Says Stamp. And the whole idea of this technique is that the Brusho powders, particularly the black, is made up of lots of different coloured pigments. So when you emboss an image and then sprinkle on your Brusho powders, little bits get stuck in all the little embossed areas, and when all those pigments don't mix, they won't make black. They'll just make, you know, the individual colours like orange, blue, grey, and it really is quite a stunning effect. So that's the idea behind today's card. So I had to re-ink my VersaMark ink pad there, which you saw me doing, and it's all nice and juicy again, so I'll get a nice impression. Just using my Misty, making sure I've got pressure all over, and then peeling up my image and sprinkling on some Ranger silver embossing powder. I thought that would work well with the colours in the black Brusho powder today. So once I've got it all covered, using my heat tool to melt the embossing powder, and then it'll be time to sprinkle on my black Brusho powder and see what happens. It's a very good idea to have your heat gun heated up beforehand so that it reaches a nice hot temperature, so you don't have to hold it on one spot for very long, which can burn your embossing powder. So I was just poking into the hole there that I have at the top of my Brusho bottles to make the hole a little bit bigger, and I have sprinkled on a bit of the black pigment. You won't see it so well until I add the water with my mini mister there, and as I spray that on, you do see the pigments start to show up. And as I mentioned to you, the black powder is made up of all these different colours that you can see showing up on my card: orange and blue and purple and grey. And so because of that embossed image on the background, little bits of the pigment get stuck in those little embossed crevices, and it stops them all from combining and turning into black. So you don't want to add too much water or you will get black. So it's just a matter of add a bit, wait a bit, add a bit more, wait a bit. And of course, as always with Brushos and things like that, it's all about knowing when to stop too. So I've decided that this is enough, and I'm just wiping up the excess around the side there so I can leave my piece to dry then. And the next day when I come back, this is the piece when it's fully dry, and I've got lots of different colours combined there. So I liked it on this blue background, so I'm just adding double-sided tape to my Brusho piece and sticking it down. I did trim it up a little bit so I'd have that blue matte showing underneath, sorry. So I thought first of all I was going to use this large hello, this die cut for my sentiment, and I picked blue because I thought, you know, there's a similar blue in the Brusho coloured image, so that would work. But once I got the hello all removed from the die and all the little inner pieces taken out, I actually felt like it got lost on my card front, so it didn't really work. So I chose something else in the end, an MFT die instead, and it's going to go with this sentiment, which is part of a new MFT set called Anything But Basic Birthday Wishes. So I've chosen orange, and I'm just stamping that out on a scrap piece of cardstock, and I'll just do that twice to get a nice solid image or sentiment. And then I cut that into a strip and flag cut the end of it, add some sequins in coordinating colours around my card, and you can see the friend sentiment that I've die cut there from the MFT set. So just adhering down the two portions of my card. Happy 1 year older friend, happy 1 year older day friend, and the friend just gets, the blue die cut just gets stuck on top of the craft foam version so that I'll have a nice little bit of dimension, and then I can adhere that down in the corner and my card is finished.